Okay, yesterday we saw how to go from a relatively small figures with a few details to a medium-sized figures and finally big figures with loads of details. Now, just to point out that anything that we've learned with the small figures, including walking animation, sitting animation, and also figures in relation to each other, applies also with a big figure, as you can see here. Now, naturally, what should come next is that we need to try to create a mural where we have the big figure in the foreground, middle figure in the middle ground, and then the small figure in the background. But before we do that, I wanted to explain the concept of dotted space once again. Okay, now here I'm going to talk about a two-point perspective. If you go on any tutorials online, there are many. Then when people will explain to you the idea of perspective, this is what they will do. First, they will define an horizon. Okay, the horizon is your eye level. On the horizon, they will place what we call two vanishing points, okay, for two-point perspective. If they want to do one-point perspective for a scene, they will only use one vanishing point. After that, they will actually create vanishing lines that goes from these vanishing points. And as they create that, you will have a form of grid being created, which will allow you to design any object within that grid in two-point perspective. So you see, I can see a box here, and usually they say that boxes are similar to faces, and it's true because look, I'm going to use that box over here to draw a simple character. Okay, I'm going to use those guidelines to create a face. But of course, because you draw with a pen, then those guidelines are not going to go away, they're going to stay. But you want to be able to draw, and so that you can make the viewer feel that it's a two-point perspective, but you don't want them to see the guideline. So instead of creating the guidelines, the grid, all I do is this. When I do the dotted space, that's exactly what I do. Up, down, then you see me doing this, doing this, doing this, and doing this. And then so in my head, the line is here, and I know that I'm going to have a character in 2 points perspective, so I define like this. And the beauty with this is that I keep the same structure in my head, but here you see what's happening. The points are actually going to disappear because I'm going to draw on them, you see? The point will be disappearing. You will not see them anymore because they'll become part of the drawing, okay? This is exactly why I use the dotted space, to be able to draw with the pen, with confidence, and so I don't have all the vanishing lines in the way. And you could argue that you still can see the dot, but every single time I try to merge them into the drawing so that they disappear, they become part of the art. And so that's the beauty of dotted space.